Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Saltcast. I'm your host, as always, Alex. I'm here with Bert and Sebastian, my two co-hosts.
Name's Bert.
Young Bert.
Today is episode 7. We've made it to 7, and we are still going.
We're on the build up to Spider-Man 2.
The Spider-Man 2
so
hype
excited.
train is in
Me too.
motion. Everybody's been looking forward to
Choo-choo.
this, though.
It's close, less than a week.
We've talked
Actually,
about it on
exactly
the
a week.
podcast a few times, like we've mentioned it, and I think we've expressed our excitement.
Mm-hmm. I think it's my most excited game of the year.
It's definitely mine.
I think it's mine because I don't know of anything else.
No,
Yeah,
it's
you don't
not
know anything
yours.
ever.
Bert's, yours was totally Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh yeah,
That's pathetic.
Did that even come
Yeah,
out this year?
February.
Oh damn, that was so long ago.
Today,
Yeah,
it's,
I
or
never
not
even
today. This
finished
has been
that
a
game.
fire year. This year has been fire for games.
This has been a really good year for gaming. So anyway, we have a few things. As always, we have news and updates and things that we want to talk about that's going on in the world as far as entertainment. We have a bunch of Spider-Man stuff, mainly centered around the game. In preparation for that. Let's see, what else do I have on the agenda? Spider-Man stuff, Spider-Man. And
Then just gaming stuff.
yeah, a little bit of a gaming thing that we got towards the end that we'll go through. But who wants to start us off? Who's got news?
Well, before we start, I want to tell something that happened to me like almost 2 weeks ago. It was like a couple days after we recorded. Do you
Okay.
guys know that video of like some guy just walking in New York and then George Lucas is like in the background?
I don't.
I don't either.
Well, there's this like really popular video of that. And I'm not kidding you. I'm like 99% sure I saw either George Lucas or someone who looked exactly like him in Publix.
There's no way.
I stared at him for so long. He even had a Mandalorian shirt on. That's like
Should've gone
that's
up
what
and said
like
hi.
sealed the deal for me. I was like, he's even
Maybe-
wearing a Star Wars shirt.
Maybe he was cosplaying as George Lucas. You don't know that.
He looked just like him, and he didn't talk or anything because he was just alone, and like I looked at him for a while, like weirdly. But I'm
Probably
pretty
thought you
sure
were
it was
weird.
him. No, he didn't see me. I'm like, it was so like obvious. Like I was like, that's got to be him. And then I
where
looked
was
up
this?
a picture of him in Publix.
Oh my god.
Does Mr. Lucas frequent Publix?
I was so sure because I was walking and I walked right past him, and I literally had one of those double take moments where I looked back, and when I looked back, I saw his Mandalorian shirt, and I was like, it's confirmed in my mind at that point.
Here it says that George Lucas, 79 years old, lives in Lake Mary, Florida.
How far is that?
Let me look it
I
up.
feel
real
like
quick.
that.
What the
Somebody's
guy
gonna
lives in
triangulate
Florida.
my position. If
Well, okay, well, we'll look it
track
up
me
later,
down
but
and kill me.
all I'm saying is I saw George Lucas
It's by
in
Daytona,
Florida.
a bit north of Orlando.
Hey, maybe he was down south for the weekend or something. I don't remember what day it was on, but he was there. He was alone. He looked awkward. Looked just like him.
He is an
Mandalorian
awkward-looking
shirt.
guy.
I was like so convinced, and like I said, the Mandalorian shirt sealed the deal for me. I
You
was
should have
like,
just been like, "Hey, are you
Are you
George
him?
Lucas?"
but then it would have been awkward because I'm actually not a Star Wars fan. So he would be like, "You're a fan," and I'd be like, "No."
No, he
Casually.
would have been like, "Oh, please leave," and then he'd be like, "Don't worry, I'm not a fan. You suck."
I don't know, but
Don't worry, I like the new stuff better.
I I was just like, it was something that like was really weird to me. I probably looked at him for like maybe 10, 15 seconds, and then I just walked away, and I was like, that's got to be him.
That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's something that happened to me the other day.
Interesting. That's a great segue into the season finale
Go
of
for it. I
Ahsoka.
haven't seen any of it.
Neither have I.
Ahsoka is over. It was, I think, 8 episodes or 9. I can't remember off the top of my head. But pretty good. I liked it a lot. It's probably my most recently the best Star Wars thing that I've seen, at least. I think it's better than Mando season 3. I think was the last one. I think they're on 3. I think it's better than Mando season 3. I think it's better than everything from the new
The
trilogy.
movies. I like the memes.
Yeah.
I've seen the memes of Hayden. He goes incorrect and then kills Ray.
Nice.
Yeah.
She goes,
Oh,
I'm Ray Skywalker. Incorrect.
Incorrect.
And he kills her.
his line delivery on that incorrect is so funny to me. It's just like it's just like so him. Like I don't know if he's a bad actor. Like I mean, sometimes it kind of feels
I
like
love
he
him.
is. Like,
He's so funny.
but I can't tell if he does it on purpose or if he's just like not good at acting.
I think he's
I like
awesome.
Yeah, he's funny.
He's got some epic
But
memes.
yeah, they gave us a ton of stuff that we've wanted that I've wanted as Star Wars fans. They gave us live action Clone Wars stuff, live action
That's cool.
Anakin and Ahsoka, bunch of stuff. They did it was basically Rebels season 5. I don't know, have you guys seen Rebels?
Just
heard of
clips.
it.
That's
I think
the
we've
one
said
with the
this
skinny
every-
lightsabers.
That's
Oh yeah,
why I never watched it.
you didn't watch it because of the lightsaber.
Well, because when
It's
I
so
was
stupid.
younger, I wouldn't watch it because I didn't like the lightsabers.
That's so dumb. It's peak Star
I know.
Wars. It's so good.
Okay, I was 3. I didn't know what peak was back then.
There's no way you were 3 when Rebels was coming out.
I don't know. What year did it come out?
I don't remember. I ran for 4 seasons. For
You're
like,
probably in like middle
I don't know
school
how
or
many
something.
years. Yeah, you were probably in middle school or high school.
Probably middle school.
Came out in
But
20.
anyway, I liked it. I think as a series, I would probably give it like maybe a 7 or an 8 out of 10. I think it was pretty
I was
good.
11.
You were at 11 when it came out? Or when
Yeah.
Rebels
That
came
sounds like middle school, I think.
out? Yeah,
That's
is middle
like-
school. It's like going
Yeah,
into middle
late
school.
elementary, early middle.
Yeah. Well, it was really good. They set up a bunch of things. They set up a big thing like
Big
arc.
the cat from Sonic.
No. They set up a big arc that's kind of been like building and like teased throughout Clone Wars and Rebels with the Mortis gods, which is a big Star Wars thing if you don't know. So there's definitely it looks like there's gonna be a season 2. And they're building towards like an heir of the Empire. So I think that they're gonna do I don't think, I'm pretty sure that they're gonna do Heir to the Empire like trilogy. So it's gonna be like a Thrawn trilogy with Grand Admiral Thrawn and Ezra Bridger. And then I'm sure Ahsoka will be in it, and yeah, so it'll be like prequels to the new stuff, sequels to the original trilogy. I think it's gonna be like the sequel trilogy that we wish we would have got. So I think it's gonna be pretty good.
Well, that's good.
That's hopeful.
And Dave,
Should have said good job, George.
yeah, Dave. Well, he's not involved. Dave Filoni is the one that's running the whole show over there, and he's the one that's the creative head and like the ideas and the story decision making stuff going on. So he's doing a good job.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, what else do we have? I have a really big news. This is a big one. It was either last week or the week before. I can't remember when it was. It was like right after our last episode ended. It was like a couple days after that. The writer's strike officially ended. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I did hear about that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the writer's strike is over. They just came to an agreement on a 3-year tentative deal. The actors are still currently on strike, so that's still going on. But the writers are back. And so I'll just tell you guys a little bit. Do you know, like, some of the terms of the deal at all?
None.
No.
Okay, I'll tell you guys a little bit of what it is. So the strike lasted 150 days-ish, I think. Can't remember the exact number. But there's a bunch of important stuff that they all agreed on, the writers and the studio heads. They agreed on a 12.5% pay increase, and that's going to be like over the 3 years. So it'll start at like 4 something, and then it goes to like 3 and whatever, and then it gets to 12. They have a 76% increase in foreign streaming residuals, which is a really big one. So before they weren't getting any of the streaming money from overseas or anything like that. So they're going to be credited with that, and they're going to get paid more. So there's more income coming from that stuff. And there is viewership-based streaming bonus, which is it's between like nine. I forget. I had the number, but I can't remember. Somewhere like $40,000 range, something like that. That is going to be viewership based bonuses for all the writers that are involved on shows and stuff. So the better the show does,
streaming?
the more. Yeah, for streaming. The better the show or the.
But how do
project.
did they explain how they are gonna keep count of that?
Yeah, they did. So the studio said that they will share that information with the writers so long as that all remains confidential. Shareholders will be able to see the numbers in an aggregated form, but that's
So it
going to
won't be shared publicly.
Yeah, it will not be public, but they did agree to share that information with the writers only. So that is how they
I mean,
are
I guess that's the
tracking
people that it matters for.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they will be tracking that now. I think the studios already were, but the writers didn't know about it, or they didn't make that information public to them.
Yeah.
Another thing, so the streaming bonuses, that's a big one. They have mandatory staffing requirements, so there's specifics and details that go along with that, but basically there's a minimum number of writers that you have to have on a project at any time, and once it hits a certain amount of seasons or a certain amount of episodes, then you are required as a studio to provide another writer to the team as the show continues to grow and get bigger and so on and so on. So there are
Okay.
now
And that's for the
requirements
AI
for staffing.
thing, right?
That's for writers, for staff. So,
No,
like,
I'm
they
saying,
have
but
to
that's
hire.
supposed to help negate that fear.
I think probably it would a little bit, but then there's other specific stuff about AI that I'm about to say. So this is where the AI stuff comes in. AI guidelines, including AI, cannot write or rewrite literary material. So
You can't
They're-
do anything.
yeah, they're not allowed to use AI to write material or rewrite any existing material that writers have created. Studios can't require writers
here's
to
my
use
question.
AI. What's your question?
So the AI can't write material or whatever. That's like in general. Because what if the writers used AI?
Yeah, they get into that. So the
Oh,
writers,
okay, keep going.
yeah, the writers, they're allowed to use AI to help them in their writing. It just has to be approved by the studio and stuff like that, and they have to show when and how it's being used. But the writers are allowed to use AI to assist in any projects or certain things that they get approval for. A studio cannot require writers or teams to use AI. So they can't say like, okay, if you're going to work on this project, you have to use AI to make this amount of whatever.
Right.
Blah blah blah. Studios must inform writers if any work was created by AI, whether it's artwork, whether it's pre-generated CGI, anything like that. So AI, they have to tell when AI has been used. So like an example I think of right off the top of my head, the whole Secret Invasion intro
Yeah.
was all AI. So,
The one that happened to be like one of the better ones.
yeah,
That was a good intro.
It's the only good part of the show.
yeah.
The most enjoyable watch.
And then WGA reserves the right not to allow
You mean
their
Wigga?
works to be used in the training of AI. WGA is the Writers Guild.
That's
So-
fair, honestly.
Yeah, so a studio cannot use a writer's work to train the AI, so you can't like take.
That's a huge reason why Twitter and stuff, or X, is so weird nowadays. Because
He's an X.
because of AI being used, like because of like people training AI, they'll like use
Yeah.
Twitter and then it'll just destroy their API.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. That's why there's limits and stuff, and that's why the Reddit thing went down a while back.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
But yeah, so there's a bunch of protections for AI, and I think the writers are they got to be pretty happy with what they got, I would think. They got big pay bumps, they got residual money, protection from AI, like a lot of stuff.
Transparency with how they're being paid, which should
Yeah,
have been given
transparency
from the
on
beginning.
yeah, from wages to where work is coming from. Like they got a little bit more of the inside scoop of what these big studios are working with and doing. So I think it's overall a very good thing.
Yeah.
And most importantly, we are going to start getting more content from all these big studios and all these other writers who they can now start producing things. So that's all good.
Hopefully it's good,
Now we just need something like this for gaming.
right? Just a big gaming revolution.
Yeah.
those guys get bodied.
Yeah, that's a whole other issue.
You know, their like bonuses and stuff are based off Metacritic scores.
Wow.
I saw this one contract that the studio would only get paid if they got a Metacritic score higher than 85.
Oh yeah, and they ended up getting like 84.8 or
Yeah.
something. So they
They
didn't
were-
pay anyone.
Yeah, and they missed it by like 0.01, and they were just like, "You're not getting money."
That's crazy that that's even possible. Okay, moving on. Loki season 2 premiered. It premiered right the next day after the Ahsoka finale. So Ahsoka
I've
ended
heard
and we got
mixed
Loki.
things. Some people I've heard say it's like really good, and some I've heard say it's a disappointment. But the people I've heard say it's a disappointment are like IGN. So maybe that means it's good.
I was about to
Fair.
say, yeah. I saw IGN's,
They don't know what they're talking about.
IGN's review. They gave it like a 4 or something. They said the first 4 episodes of Loki very underwhelming or something like that.
Yeah, I also saw like it was GameSpot or Kotaku or I don't remember which one. One of those other ones said something like it was not very good or like it drops the ball or something.
Yeah, I haven't seen many other reviews because I didn't want to like bias myself, but I've seen episode 1 and 2, which are the 2 episodes that are out right now, and I really liked it. I thought it was really good. I think
Yeah,
it
that's
picks
what
up right
I've
where
seen from.
I was gonna say. I think it picks up right where Loki season 1 left off, and it's kind of funny because it's a whole new creative team. Like these Disney Plus shows aren't like structured in the sense that they think far enough ahead for seasons 2 and whatever.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that. I saw something. I can't remember where I saw it, but I saw recently where it's they like someone at Disney or something confirmed that they're like restructuring all their shows going forward to be like multi-season and
Way
not
to
the
steal
6
my
episode
thunder.
thing anymore. What? That's not on your list.
Damn.
Yes, it is. It literally says Marvel Disney
is.
restructuring
I
all
just
their
read
TV projects.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Maybe if you'd read the handout. Anyway, yeah.
Continue.
That's a segue into that. Loki season 2, very good. I like it so far. I give it an 8 out of 10 on the first 2 episodes. I think episode 1 was slightly better than episode 2.
Okay.
They're both good.
I think that one I might watch as it comes
I'll
out.
probably watch it once it's done.
I have optimistic hope, but I'm also ready to be disappointed. So far we're off to a good
Is it
start.
Another Secret
But I thought
Invasion?
Secret Invasion got off to a good start also. So we'll see.
No, by episode 2, I had a pretty good idea of how Secret Invasions was gonna go.
I thought the first one was all right, and then for a while it was just like I didn't think it was bad, but I just thought nothing was happening. You know, I was like, this kind of boring, but I guess it's not terrible. Till like the last 2-ish, maybe 2.5 episodes, it got to be like that's just dumb. You know,
I don't even
Yeah.
want to talk about that horrible show. I hate that show.
with
I ranked
Gurla.
it last on my fucking MCU shows, so I hate that show.
Hey, when does what is that movie called with Ms. Marvel? When's that?
The Marvels
Yeah, when's
comes
that?
out, I think November 10th. I think
Oh, okay, that's a while then.
so. Next month, like a month, no, a little more than a month. Anyway,
Continue.
so what you were talking about, the restructuring of the TV stuff for Marvel and Disney, that comes off of the heels of the huge announcement that Daredevil Born Again, the new Daredevil series, is being completely rewritten. They are scrapping everything.
My favorite thing.
Yeah,
Can I tell you what my favorite thing about that
go ahead.
is? That they scrap it like during pre-production
I don't
Well,
know.
they haven't.
because Disney
they-
didn't read it. I don't think they didn't read it, the script ahead of time, and they didn't see that Daredevil doesn't actually show up until like episode.
Oh, I think
4.
I did hear that.
Yeah, so that is.
No,
So
no, no.
that's when
Not
they
that he doesn't
scrapped
show
it.
up, that he doesn't use his suit or like do any Daredevil stuff.
Yeah, he's not in his suit. Apparently, this is all rumors until episode 4 or something.
Well, not
but they
anymore.
didn't
Now
finish.
they trashed it.
Yeah, they trashed the whole thing. But they didn't finish all of the episodes anyway. They hadn't even finished half. So they filmed like
But
the first
can I-
quarter of the 18 episodes. So
Is
it's
this-
not like the show
Yeah,
is done.
Is this in reaction
what's
to
dumb?
anything, or is it like is it because everyone hated Secret Invasion so much, or you think they've been thinking about this for a while?
I'm hoping that it's in reaction to all of the shit that they're getting from all of these shitty shows that they release. I would think.
Yeah, but it started off like at first everyone loved the Marvel shows, even the
Everybody-
bad ones. Like when Falcon and the Winter Soldier came out, and I don't think it's good. Everyone was still like, "Yeah, that was still decent."
I do not.
I remember
think that. I think because I was like the only person that thought Falcon and Winter Soldier was like okay. Everybody else hated it.
You thought it was good. I remember I brought it up thinking I said I didn't really like it, and you were defending it.
Yeah, I defend it. I still
You
do
were like-
defend it.
I don't know. I just don't think it's that
I
good.
think it's
I don't
not
think it's anything
terrible, but I
amazing,
think
but I
it's
think
a little
it's-
bit below average.
Yeah.
I think it's.
I don't think it's
average.
bad in terms of like it does bad things. I just think it's boring.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways,
You know what's insane about what I think is kind of dumb about the Daredevil thing
what's that?
is that the new writers that they're hiring to rewrite the show. It's not even the original writers from Netflix. So what's stopping the same people from messing this show up again too?
Well, it's
Is
not
it
the
Daredevil
same people.
Netflix show? No, I'm saying it should be
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't
because
know.
that show, like, I remember that show being really good.
I only saw
Yeah,
the
that
first
show's
Better
season.
than
awesome.
most of the things on Disney
That
Plus.
show's amazing.
Yeah,
That's what
Maybe I
people
should take
want
notes.
this show to be like. But apparently, there's a bunch of stuff. The whole thing with him not wearing the suit until episode 4 or something was a problem. And then they said that it was too much like a courtroom serial drama
I
type
thought they
of thing.
did that already.
yeah, with She-Hulk.
Yeah, but it was supposed to be like more serious and stuff.
Oh, what
And-
actual people
yes.
know how to write
Yeah,
it.
they said that there was just a bunch of Daredevil not doing Daredevil type of stuff, like in the city and on the streets and things, like the stuff people want to see. So that's also part of the reason. And I'm hoping, because they also announced right after this that they're restructuring, like Sebastian said, their whole TV process. So originally, I think I've mentioned this before on previous episodes of
A
our
bunch
show,
of
but
times, actually.
how the format that they use, they tried to make movies into TV, like because they have their like Marvel formula, so they just thought they could like transfer that over to TV. They don't have showrunners, they don't have a bunch of things in place that normal TV shows do. They don't have pilot episodes, they don't have anything like that in place, and they don't have the staff in place that work on TV shows. They have movie writers and movie planners and things, which the pacing and the creative like way that you structure a TV show is way different from a movie. So that's why all these
Yeah,
shows.
because you'd want to end. Because you want your episodes to end at a certain point versus a movie.
Yeah,
that's pretty.
'cause
You
everything
also
that they
need to
release is
have
supposed
like
to
a certain amount of interest per episode. You don't want to have like a normal movie. There's a section, towards the 30-40%
Yeah, you have
through
your
that
rising
is
climax.
kind of not as interesting. And then you might end up having a whole episode of no anything happening.
Yeah, and that's what literally happens in some of these shows. And then you have that one episode in the 6-episode show that's like 35 minutes long, and you're like,
Everything
what the fuck
happens.
did I just watch? Like, what was the point of that?
Yeah.
So nothing flows. But they're restructuring the whole thing. They're bringing actual TV people, TV executives to run everything, people that know how to write for TV, that know how to direct for TV, that know how to do it, all of that. So
So they're finally hiring the right people for the job.
yeah, hopefully.
Well,
and I think
hopefully.
that that's a step in the right direction. And I think this is a good thing for the Daredevil show.
Well, it's
I think,
for me personally, I'm glad it's happening for Daredevil because I would rather Daredevil's show be good than She-Hulk or Falcon and the Winter Soldier or Miss Marvel or like one of those. So if something had to be bad, I'm glad it was Nick Fury's show and not Daredevil's.
yeah, so I hope that's what Marvel's thinking too. So hopefully we're all on the right track now. But yeah, that's all of the news and stuff that I have.
When is that
lot
supposed
this
to
week.
come out? Or I guess there's no date now. It's unknown.
It was supposed to be next
probably
year sometime, but I'm probably going to be
Okay,
delayed
so
now.
probably not even in next year.
I don't think. I would be surprised if it comes out next year.
Huh. Interesting. Anyways, Bert, you got anything going on?
Season 3 of Rising of Shield Hero came out.
That's hype.
An anime. Don't know if you've watched it.
I've heard of it, and I kind of know what it's about, but I haven't watched it myself.
And then the next episode in Doctor Stone came
Yeah,
out.
so I have a question about that, actually. What was
Mhm.
with the delay? Because season 3 has...
that happened in season 1 too.
Did something go on? Because, like, I watched up to, I think, like 7 or 8 or something like that, and then I stopped just because I got busy. And then like I think it was like 2 days ago or something, the episode came out, and I was like, this season's not over? What the hell? I stopped watching this so long ago.
So when season 1 was coming out, I never looked into exactly why it happened, but like the first 11 episodes came out like normal, but then the last one came out like 2 anime seasons later.
So this is the last episode
of the season, I'm pretty sure.
You watched it?
I already saw
Was it
it,
hype?
but I don't know what they're. I mean, it was pretty good. I won't
Does
lie.
it look like we're leading into another season?
Well, they haven't even finished the current arc that they're on.
Which is like the exploring in the boat and like the mainland and all that.
Oh, the island.
Yeah.
How much do you know?
I'm like 4 episodes behind.
Okay, well, they're still at the island.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like, I didn't imagine that they would find the source of the entire world's problems in the next 4 episodes from where I'm at, you know?
No. Yeah, they're still at the island.
The part I was at, they were going to the island to be like, what the hell? We're getting a transmission from there. How's that happening? They got there. Everyone on the ship turned to stone, and they're like, oh no. And then I kind of stopped watching.
Okay. So that is like their next. That was like the next thing. That is
I imagine
being resolved.
Don't tell me, but
in
here's
the
my
last
guess
episode.
is that it's going to lead into like a mini-ish sort of like the Stone Wars arc, but less.
Yeah, it has to. I mean, I won't.
I literally just told you
how do you
like
want
2
me to-
seconds ago not to tell me.
I haven't heard about
I won't
any
say
of
anything
this.
then.
Do you want a summary of the show's plot, like just the base of the story?
The doctor.
Can you do
Yeah.
it in less than 30 seconds?
Can I do it?
I mean, can you do it in less than 30 seconds? I
Yeah.
can, but yeah, you go.
Basically,
Okay, go ahead.
one day, all of humanity got turned to stone, just by this green light.
Oh, wait,
And
I
then,
think
like-
I do know this. And then there's like one guy, like some doctor that isn't, right?
And then like 500
he's a
years
high
later,
school
I think. Yeah, but he's an anime protagonist, so he's super.
Yeah, Nurse
fun.
Rock.
Okay, yeah.
But
I
then-
do know this.
But I
How do
think
you know
about
that?
like 500 years later, he wakes up and then
I don't
no,
know.
it's
rebuild.
thousands and thousands.
modern
more
world.
than 500.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. I saw it
it's
somewhere
like
a
thousands
while
of
ago.
years.
It's a hype show. It's really good.
The science is cool.
Yeah.
It's accurate science.
I mean, kind of.
It's a bit watered down, but
Yeah,
the
but
fundamentals are right.
it's a good show. It's worth a watch. I'll probably finish up the season now that it's over.
And then there was actually this new anime that came out. I think it's called Kingdom of Ruin. Let me double check on that name.
While you're checking that, you were talking about how like Dr. Stone had its like
Oh
pause.
yeah. So it
No, you go.
So what's about to happen is that there's about to be another like side plot away from the main plot. That side plot gets resolved in this new episode,
Okay.
and then it kind of starts teetering towards towards the main plot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's the best way I can describe it. Yeah, the Kingdoms of Ruin.
What's that
This
about?
new anime episode. It's about this world where like humans and witches grew up together, but they were like both created by God.
Classic
and
God.
for a long time, like the witches would protect humanity from like natural disasters and diseases and whatever.
Sure.
And then one day humanity was like, we're tired of being protected, and they just became modern, and they just developed
Just in
like,
one day, they just became modern.
yeah, they were like, it's like kingdoms and stuff, and then all of a sudden, like in the like, I don't know too much about the world, but in the episode I was watching, there's like satellites and stuff, and like, but there's like actually,
just-
but there's still castles and kingdoms,
They just go from
And there's, like,
castles
GPS
to
and cell phones.
satellites.
and then cell phones. It's very weird, but it's about like this human that knows magic, and he just like his teacher gets killed by humanity, and he just snaps and goes like demon mode.
Sounds interesting.
And that's all. There's only one episode out, so I really don't have much to say. But it's pretty good if you just like.
I don't think I'll look
Want a fun
into it
watch?
until like at least the season's over.
That's fair.
But you talking about Dr. Stone and like how it had this pause between its last episode reminded me of something.
Mm-hmm.
Zom 100, still watching it,
Yeah.
still fire. but they're now on an indefinite hiatus, which is toxic as hell because it's so good.
I thought I told you that.
No, that happened between episodes.
Yeah, I know. I knew about that though for a little bit.
Well, we haven't said it on an episode. You might have told me, but I don't think we said it on an episode. The thing is, they've been delaying their episodes a lot. Like the last 2 or 3 got delayed, like a week or something, maybe sometimes 2 weeks, and now they're just like, we're stopping for we don't know.
I wonder what's going on at the studio.
Yeah, hopefully they just finish up the last 4 or 5 whatever episodes left of the season, like before they put anything out, and then can just finish the season off. But I think what it is I remember reading somewhere that there's like 20 people working on it, which is not a lot for like a whole last show. Yeah. Not only that, but they also do 2 other shows, but I can't remember what the shows are.
I wonder if the staff is going through what the main dude is going through in the beginning.
Maybe, yeah, they're just dying.
Yeah, they're just.
That's why they came up with the show, because it's just like, this is their life.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I think Zom 100 for me is like, I guess technically it's a last season show that just got like pushed and delayed so much that it became a this season show. Yeah. But I think it's one of the newer shows that I'm really into. It's a good one.
Really good.
Speaking of anime as well, have you seen the big JJK drama?
Nope.
No, I haven't.
So JJK is like, I believe right now, the biggest anime in the world currently that's going on.
Yeah, I do know it's pretty popular.
When you're done with this, I got to tell you about some Burt drama that I heard.
Okay. So it's like the biggest anime right now. It's like, everyone's like, it's the next Naruto. Naruto was the next Bleach, whatever.
Yeah, it's the
Bleach
the new gen anime.
Yeah, so they're like, this is the new of the like big shonen animes right now. This, Attack on Titan, and there was something else, I forget. Demon Slayer. But I'm not caught up. Well, I was caught up to this point. Now there's a few more episodes out, and I'll like say it without spoiling anything. But basically, there was an episode that like was just really very poorly received. Pretty much they took like the like what people like most about the show and just took it out of the show, and everyone's like, this anime is over now. We're never watching this again.
Okay. That's concerning.
So either it will...
Curses are just gone now.
Yeah, but I'm going to also try and do this without spoiling anything. Maybe this is like the pain arc of JJK.
Okay.
But we're just in the middle of it, so we don't know that it's
we don't
not
know there's
actually over. Yeah, we don't know if everything is fucked or not.
Makes sense.
But who knows? We'll see. A lot of people are saying they're never going to watch another episode. It's over. It killed itself. We'll have to see, though.
I feel like most people will probably take a break, and then the second they find out,
once they hear like, is there anything interesting going on, they'll jump back in, or when the new season comes out, it'll be on top again. Yeah, that's all I got for anime. I have a couple. Actually, no, that's not all I got for anime. Spy Family season 2 just kicked off. I watched the first episode. I think the second episode's out now. Still fire. Yes, of course. Still just as good as ever. She does go. You have to finish it. I'm telling you.
I know. I've literally I haven't been able to. I'm disappointed in myself. I'm sorry.
Well, either way,
I'm disappointed in you too. Don't worry.
Once you catch up, we should start doing updates on season 2, because first episode was fire. Anya has like a trench coat and some sunglasses. There's like this image going around. It's pretty funny.
I think 2 episodes come out between recordings, so we can just do.
Yeah, as long as nothing gets delayed.
Yeah, that's true.
Also in Spy Family news, this is actually like a few weeks old, almost a month old now. There was a Spy Family game announced for Nintendo,
I did hear that.
but it looks shitty.
Most anime games tend to be.
But it
And it's
I mean, it
Nintendo, so,
doesn't
I
look
mean, it's got
shitty,
the
but it
power
just
of the
doesn't look
Switch
like my
behind it.
thing, right? It looks like Pokemon Snap, but Anya based. Anya just goes around taking pictures of things, and like, I guess it's kind of cute or whatever, but
Sounds dumb.
Some people will buy it.
yeah, I mean, people like Pokemon Snap. Maybe they'll like that. You get to go on outings.
Yeah, it's an ooting simulator.
Yeah, I think it's called I think it's called Spy X Anya or something like that. Kind of funny.
Interesting. I heard a story the other day. I got a phone call and it was about Bert. So I'm just sitting there minding my own business, enjoying my day, not having
Classic.
to think about Bert.
Not
Every time
watching
I-
Spy Family.
Every time I think about him, I
Yeah.
gag. So whenever he comes into my
It's your
mind
fault.
in the middle of
I
the
don't
day,
even think
have to
about
go to
him,
the
so I'm
bathroom.
good.
Yeah, it's your fault. Why am I in your head so
I'm
much?
not.
dude?
I literally got a
living in
phone
there
call,
rent
and
free.
you
Wrong
were,
with
you were
you?
the subject of the phone call. So anyway, I heard
Hate when
that
that happens.
you are a big hit at your news. What, is it your news? Is it your second year?
Yeah.
Okay, so I heard you're a big hit with the ladies that they keep texting you because of your big
I just
brain.
got absolutely bodied by a woman.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, they're just really
Why am
into
I
his
out of the
loop
humongous
on this?
brain.
Well, I was trying to save this story so next time we were all together.
Oh, I already
But
found it out.
I guess not.
Because
Yeah.
I don't know this story, so
So
Yeah,
Is
they're
this
just
pod
literally
appropriate,
texting him,
though?
hitting
In
him
my-
up all the time.
there was this girl in my programming class, and she came up.
well,
to me
that's a
the
bad
first
sign
day,
already.
And
If
she
a
said-
girl's in a programming class, not a
said-
good sign.
And she sat down next
She
to
said,
me, and she
"Can I
asked
see
for
your
my
brain?"
number.
Let Bert
Bert
tell
was
the
like,
story.
"Yeah."
So then I gave her my number, and then she messages me.
Can I have
And
your
This
then,
number?
story
a week
has a
passed,
tragic
And then we
ending.
talked.
Shut up! I'm
Yeah,
trying
then
to
we
listen.
talk. So then we talk, like in class and whatever, and like a week or two passes, and then she messages me with I help her with homework.
Hang on, Bert.
We talk. It takes her like 30 minutes for me to help her, and we end up like spending like an hour and a half after.
How
I
the
helped
hell are
her
you
with the
helping
homework,
people
just
with
talking.
homework? I help you with your homework.
But it's because she wasn't very smart.
Damn.
But anyways,
She was just using him though because she wanted his body.
So then
Stop jumping in
So
front.
then one.
I want to hear the actual
then one-
story.
So then one day she calls me, or she talks to me in class. She's like, "I need help with the homework. Do you want to talk tonight?" So I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." So then I call her, and then and so then she like when class got out, she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go to the self-defense class," and I'm like,
What
"Okay,
the
have
hell?
fun with that." So then like when I'm talking to her that night, I'm like, "How did that self-defense class go?" And she's like, "Oh, it was fun. My boyfriend came with me," and the second I heard that, I just like mentally gave up, and I'm like, all right. So I helped her with
He
the homework,
deleted
and
her
I haven't
number.
spoken to her since.
Damn. That wasn't as
Yeah.
bad as I thought it was going to be because
That's
it
yeah,
sounds
tragic.
like you're.
It's
Really?
literally the most tragic story I've ever heard for Bert.
You're just
thought
asking
he-
for
It's
help.
literally my whole life, dude.
Yeah, he thought that
The
he was
fuck?
gonna marry that girl.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Really
thought
didn't.
that, you're just a fool.
Yeah, I never said I was gonna marry her,
Okay.
but yeah, that was the story.
Classic Bert.
Classic Bert story, getting rejected, and then he got a text from one of her friends saying, "Hey, can you help me with your
Oh
homework?"
yeah, that was kind of fucked.
Yo, now
That-
it's
so
getting
then-
tragic, actually.
So then, I get another text like 3 days ago, and it's, "Hi, I'm her friend. Can I have help with my programming homework?" And I'm like, and I just sent a message, and I was like, "I have no time to help you. Google your problem. Good luck."
Unless you're
Hey,
single.
do you want to hear a story
No,
that's
I
kind
didn't
of
even say
toxic,
that.
actually, for me to tell? Because it's like the opposite of Bert's story.
Oh, awesome.
I recently helped someone study for a test. They like contacted someone who then put me in contact with them to help them with the test or whatever. So I was like, no, I don't really want to. But then eventually I got talked into it and I went and helped them. And then I was like, all right, cool, bye. And I left. And then she ended up
Mhm.
texting me like a few days later. She's like, hey, I passed my test or whatever. You should let me take you out to like eat something and we can talk or whatever and celebrate. And I was like, I'm leaving the country. Bye.
Damn.
That's how that ended.
Nice.
So the opposite of yours.
The opposite.
Fucked Bert. But not literally,
Slight
because you never
tangent.
could.
Damn. Maybe by yeah. Well, probably not.
I don't know if she's blind.
Yeah, I don't know.
Then she'd just smell you.
Look, anyways, I got more news. You guys interrupted my news midway.
I don't know if I
For
should
the
be
King
concerned.
2
My dog's
finally got a
barking.
release date, guys.
Did it?
Yes, November, and I forgot, but it's in November. 1 month away. I think it was 16 or 14, something in the teens. For the
That's
King
tight.
2 got a release date. I'm excited about that. Other gaming news, Diablo 4 is coming to Steam. Not that I really care. I don't play Diablo, but I'm interested to see if it gets like bodied in reviews, because all Blizzard games usually do.
Probably will.
And that's pretty much it for my news.
Oh, bit of old news. Did you guys see that they're making Rick and Morty episodes again?
Nope.
Yeah, the writers just got rehired. That's why.
I thought that guy
Yeah.
went to like jail or something.
No, they changed the voice actor for Rick. It's a new voice actor.
I thought he went to jail.
Yeah, that's why the show got paused for a while.
That's crazy.
But they got picked back up.
But he was also like a main writer, so like maybe the
Yeah,
show
he
will
was.
be shit.
I have no idea how the episodes are doing.
It's
I
gonna
just
have
heard
to.
that
It's
they're
probably
being
gonna
made
feel
again.
different now that he's
The
gone.
trailer came out on YouTube.
I mean, I don't watch
Rick,
the show,
his
so I don't know.
scream's kind of different.
I think I saw like the first two
I like that
seasons when
show.
like they first came out, and then forgot the show existed and never watched it again.
It's funny to watch, like in the background.
Yeah, it's one of those. Well, that's cool. Bert's tragic life, some gaming
Yeah.
news, some anime news, and then some Marvel news.
Yeah, so let's transition now to the Spider-Man stuff that we wanted to talk about with the game. We had the idea of going through like some of the Spider-Man games that we've all played from our childhoods.
Bert's played 2 of them.
Yeah, Bert's as usual, not
three.
played anything.
I just don't know the name of it.
Yeah, typical. And so
Okay,
we are
well,
going to just kind of rank
sorry.
them and just have like a general discussion about these games, and we'll see where the conversation takes us.
All right. I vote Bert first because he'll. Well, actually, he won't know the names. Bert last.
Bert's last.
Yay.
All right,
I have to be quiet.
I'll go first. I will go
You've
from
probably
the bottom.
played the most.
Yep, probably. I'll go from the bottom and work my way to the top. So last place, I have Spider-Man Edge of Time. I don't really think there's much to be said. It's kind of forgotten about amongst the Spider-Man games. Next, above that, I have Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, kind of a similar thing. It's a forgotten game. Not many people remember it. But it is kind of interesting. They have like a bunch of Spider-Man variants. They have Spider-Noir, Spider-Man 2099 is in it. So it had some
I've
cool
actually
story stuff
Mostly
going on.
heard positive things about that one. That's one I haven't played, but usually like people say there's like 4 or 5 good ones, and that's one of them.
Yeah, it's not bad. But for me personally, I don't really like it. And then I have Spider-Man 3. So the Spider-Man 3 video game adaptation.
Based on the movie.
Yeah, based on the movie with Tobey Maguire. I got
Fully.
that one.
What console is this on?
It was on Wii, it was on Xbox, and I
I
think
played it on the
PlayStation 3.
Didn't you guys have one on a GameCube?
Yeah, I'll get to that one.
2. We had 2 on a GameCube.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
Actually, we had a few on the GameCube.
Yeah.
1 and 2, I think. And Ultimate.
Yep. So yeah, Spider-Man 3, it's okay. They got the black suit. You can change between it. Some cool stuff, but it's kind of dated. And
That's the one with the really funny quick time event fails, right? Like when you fail a
he
quick
just
time
will
event.
flat-
Like, have you seen that
just
one where
pop
he
down.
goes to web in a fire and he just like face plants onto the ground
dies.
and has that lady with the super creepy eyes?
I'm dead.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Next, ahead of Spider-Man 3, I have Spider-Man Friend or Foe. This was based for nostalgia for me because I just remember playing that as a kid and thinking it was the coolest thing. You got to beat all of Spider-Man's like biggest villains, and I thought it was
An
super
Iron
cool.
Fist
cool.
for some reason.
Yeah, and for some reason Iron Fist. So that was cool, I guess.
I honestly don't remember many of the friends. Iron Fist I remember,
Black
and that's
Cat.
it.
Black Cat was a friend.
I remember the ones from the cartoon.
What
Okay.
ones?
You guys remember that show?
Like White Tiger and
Yeah.
Nova and
All of them.
the other one.
Oh yeah,
The other one.
Power Man,
For some reason,
Luke Cage.
for some reason there was this period of time like between Spider-Man 3 and like the Amazing Spider-Man movies where Spider-Man games were coming out, and for some reason Luke Cage was in everything, and I don't know why, because he's so boring.
I love Luke Cage. Luke Cage is cool.
He's
funny.
literally just a guy that can tank bullets, and that's pretty much it.
He can literally tank anything. He's got unbreakable skin.
He's just lame.
His character
Can he be
himself is
crushed?
interesting. Like, he's actually an interesting person. He's mayor of New York right now in Marvel Comics.
I only know him from a few different Spider-Man games, and I always remember thinking, this guy has the lamest powers. What a loser.
No, Luke Cage is cool.
Brutal.
Read some Luke Cage comics. Some Heroes for Hire. That's really good. When he's with Danny Rand, Iron Fist, that's really good stuff.
I like Iron Fist.
Oh man, I hate Iron Fist. I think Luke Cage is way more
I like
interesting.
the show.
Anyway, next on my list after Friend or Foe, I have the original Spider-Man, the movie adaptation from Spider-Man 1. I have that
it
one.
had that really good bowling game in
And
it.
the really amazing swinging mechanics that you just swing into the air and it connects to the moon.
Yeah.
That's the game I remember playing.
Yeah.
You know what?
You can't actually touch the ground either.
This is actually about that whole trilogy because it's 1, 2, and 3. I really like the narrator in those games.
It's what's his name? Campbell, Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, but he's just so funny because he just like trolls you all the time. Like if you fuck something up that's in a tutorial, he'll be like, maybe you should have paid attention in the tutorial.
Yeah, and he's in all of the Spider-Man movies. He's in at least Tobey Maguire's movies.
Yeah, he's probably
He
my
always
favorite part
cameos.
of those 3 games. He's funny.
Do you guys remember his cameos?
None of the wait,
Let's,
is he the pizza guy?
no,
Not
I
the
couldn't
pizza
tell
guy,
you.
but the guy that eats the pizza?
no.
Then I don't know.
I'm going to say them and you're going to remember them because they're very rememberable.
Just tell me one of them and then I'll see if I can remember the other 2.
All right, this one's from Spider-Man 1. It's the announcer for the wrestling.
Oh yeah, the guy that he's the guy who originates the human spider into Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's him. And then
Huh.
Spider-Man 2, it's crap, I just forgot who it is. Oh, it's the usher for Mary Jane's play when Peter's late
That
to
won't
the play.
let him in.
Won't let him in. Yeah,
Mhm,
it's that
mhm.
guy. And then for Spider-Man 3, it's the what's it called? The guy that sits you at the restaurant.
Oh, the Peter Pecker guy.
Yeah, that guy. That's him.
Personally, my favorite cameo in Spider-Man 2 is Donald Davenport from Lab Rats.
I have no
He's
idea
in-
that that's even a thing.
I loved.
He's in the
Lab Rats.
elevator with Spider-Man, like near the beginning, when he has to get in the elevator because his webs aren't working, and he's just standing there. He goes, "Cool Spider-Man suit." That's
Well,
Donald.
he got the idea for his.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. So moving on from Spider-Man 1, I have Spider-Man Web of Shadows. I don't know if anybody knows this game, but at the time that I
That one's
played it,
really good.
yeah, I played it not knowing anything about it and was shocked at how like massive it was. You got all of New York to explore. Fighting mechanics are okay, I guess. Nothing crazy. Just mash buttons, pretty much. The
I
swinging
think
is
that was
pretty
probably
good.
my favorite up until the Insomniac ones.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, the swinging is pretty good. Traversal's okay. But the story is what's like the coolest part about it. It's like it involves like all of New York. Like the map changes. Like it's a symbiote invasion, and you can actually
I think the
pick.
choices
That is
are the
cool.
cool part.
Yeah, I was about to say you can actually pick to be like a villain or a hero. Like you can literally become like a symbiote king and just dominate the world and have
I
Black
did that.
and have Black Cat as like your
You
queen.
can kill MJ.
Basically, yeah,
Worth
you
it.
just kill her and she's gone.
I mean, you let her die. You don't kill her.
Yeah. same difference. But yeah, it's pretty cool. The whole choice thing is interesting and fun, and the story is cool. After
The
that,
one thing
I have,
when I think back to that game, I remember like the press Y to do like the head kick thing, because that's like the best move in that game.
oh yeah. After that, I have Ultimate Spider-Man. This one we played on the GameCube. Also, really, really like built on nostalgia. This one for me, just because I played it as a little kid. But really cool art style. It's got like that comic book art style kind of thing before Spider-Verse did it. So it's like
Wonder
obviously
was
way
it
ahead of
before
its time,
Borderlands
kinda.
though? That's the question, because I don't actually know.
Oh, that's a good question. I'm not sure. We'd have to look that up.
Because
But,
like as far as like what is known for their like in gaming for that look, it's Borderlands. But I don't know what came first.
I'm not sure. But anyway, I love that game. Great story. It pulls right from the Ultimate Comics. Like everything is right from the Ultimate Universe, so it's really cool. It would have been kind of interesting.
Playable
actually.
Venom as well.
Yeah, playable Venom. That's a big thing. That was cool.
That is cool.
What else is in that one? I'm trying to think of the story. Basically, it just revolves around Venom and Peter, and their dads, and big like backstory thing kind of going on. But
Mhm.
that one's fun. Characters are cool. The Ultimate Universe is cool, so I like it. After that one, my top three, I'm going to go through these quick because we talk about them all the time. I have Miles Morales as Spider-Man. That's like the newest one. Actually, no, my number two spot is not, we don't ever talk about this. But I have Spider-Man 2, the game adaptation of the Spider-Man 2 movie from the Raimi
That's
trilogy.
what most people would consider the best one up until the Insomniac games.
Yeah, that one just because its place in history, like it put, like if you play today, obviously it feels like crap, but it did a lot of things for like Spider-Man games in general, like upgraded swinging, like it became way better. It like set the groundwork for what Insomniac was able to do in the future. So it's kind of
Yeah,
like
it's
one of
the
those
swinging
stepping
that
stones.
the new ones are based off of.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. And it follows the same
That
story
is
as
cool.
basically the movie, but it's all cool. Gameplay's fun. Cool side missions, cool side stuff going on. New York is
Pizza
completely
delivery.
explorable.
It's pizza time.
With that song.
Yeah.
God, I hate that song.
Yep. And then number one, the obvious choice, Insomniac's Spider-Man. I don't think there was ever any doubt that that was going to be my number one.
I'm hoping that
That's a fair
changes in a
number
couple
one.
weeks, though.
Yeah, me too.
Me too. That'd be awesome. But yeah, that's like my Spider-Man list. I think I played a few other games, maybe like a Game Boy game and some other stuff, but I couldn't really remember them, so I kept them off my list. And like the Amazing Spider-Man ones, I played those. They were horrible. I didn't bother putting them on the list. I didn't think they were
Yeah.
worth talking about. But yeah, that's
I
my
guess
list.
I'll get into it then.
Go ahead.
For me, bottom, Spider-Man 3. I honestly didn't even finish this game because I don't know. It just like was kind of like just janky, you know? Above that, I
Yeah,
have
it's not very
Spider-Man
smooth.
1 off the movie, which I liked it at the time, but really there's not that much to it besides like the interior combat stuff is pretty much the main point of the game, you know?
Yeah.
Also, I've looked into it like recently. Terrible voice acting. Oh my god. Then above that, controversial here, I have Spider-Man 2, which I do agree that it is like like for the time it was great, but I don't know, it's just like the way I'm kind of like doing my list by like if someone were to tell me like go play one of these games, this is the order that I would choose. Like, I'll play this one. Oh, you can't play that one? Then I'll play this one. Oh, you can't, you know? So above Spider-Man 2, I got Friend or Foe just because I like playing as the villains more, personally. I don't really, like, I feel like Spider-Man is one of those heroes that actually has interesting villains. You know, it's like
He's got
Spider-Man and Batman have the cool
Yeah.
villains.
He's got a great rogues gallery.
Yeah.
We should actually
And then,
talk
like-
about that at another point.
Yeah. like I would say
Future episode topic.
when you
Yeah.
when you look at all heroes, definitely the top two is Batman and Spider-Man for villains.
Oh yeah, I
Like,
agree.
and it's like not even close.
I agree.
You know, like I feel like third isn't even close to those two.
Second.
We're
or
forgetting
number one.
somebody, but I'm sure there's somebody that. But yeah, those two are the ones that dominate as far as the rogues galleries go. They have
And
the most
on- I-
iconic ones.
Yeah, and I think like for me personally, I like Spider-Man's more, but I think Batman's are probably a little bit more up there.
Yeah, I don't think you can go
but
wrong
yeah,
either way.
that's why I like Friend or Foe, just because I liked playing as the villains. I don't know if this is controversial or not, but I'm not a big fan of Miles. Like the gameplay's solid because it's the same as as the PS4 one, right?
Yeah,
But I don't know.
it's actually a little
like-
better.
Yeah, it's a little better, I guess, but it's like taking the first one and getting rid of all the interesting villains, because the only actual like Spider-Man villain, I mean, I guess you could say like Prowler and Tinkerer, but I don't really. The only real one there is Rhino, and Rhino's boring, and he's barely there too.
I mean, the focus
Like,
of the story is
yeah.
definitely Prowler and Tinkerer, and I think the
Yeah.
Prowler stuff's really good. I always
Prowler's,
like Prowler.
I do think Prowler's good, but I think Tinkerer in that game sucks, like bad.
Yeah, I don't like the Tinkerer.
She's just an
They-
asshole and an idiot.
Yeah, they changed the Tinkerer a lot for that that game. It's
So-
actually more interesting than the comics Tinkerer, to be honest. He's pretty boring.
I don't like, my problem was, that's my main problem, is the story of that game, and the Prowler stuff I think is fire, and like, but it's just like, damn, the whole like, oh, she's the Tinkerer twist, so obvious, and then him just like telling her, hey, this is gonna explode, and her not believing is like just, it just is so like conflict for no reason type of thing, you know? It's like, just listen.
Conflict for the sake
you
of
know?
conflict.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, you're lying to me. It's like, bitch, so are you, you know?
yeah.
Like, you're both lying. Just give it up. And actually, he's the one that like came out and told you. You didn't tell him.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, overall, I think the story has a place, but I think it really is just a DLC, to be honest. Like, a kind of big DLC. I would say it's like equivalent to all three of the Spider-Man DLCs, like the PS4 ones, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess.
In that sense,
That's a good
yeah,
way to
it's
put
really
it.
good. But like thinking of it as its own game, it's solid gameplay, like it's fun. Story's mid at best.
It probably was supposed to be DLC, and then they just turned it into a game.
Yeah, I think it was like the ODST type thing.
Yeah, it's not bad. though.
So that's why it kind of like falls below for me. Also, it was $50. That shit should have been 40 max. Anyways,
Fair.
that's why it falls for me. It's just mainly the story, because all the gameplay is solid. You know, everything about the gameplay is fun, good.
Yeah. What's your
plus
top
there's
three?
that popular meme from it, you know. My top three, number 3, I have Web of Shadows, and for that is because, again, I like the bad guys, and you can be a bad guy in that game. So there's my reason there. Also, I love how like fucked up the city gets in that game, to where like there's only like two I think there's 3 safe zones actually. I don't remember if it was Stark or Avengers Tower or something like that, and then
It's
Fisk
Stark,
Tower,
yeah.
and then the Fantastic Four Tower were like the only safe places in the city towards the end of the game, when the whole population has been like infected with symbiotes.
Yeah, I think it's Stark and Fisk.
That game sounds crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, it gets to the point where the whole city, like if you go out in the streets, every single like pedestrian has been infected with symbiote. So you just can't, like, you're in a battle nonstop if you go into the streets.
Yeah, it gets intense.
And depending on like the choices you make, at any time you can call in friends or enemies that are
Yeah,
now your allies. So I think
that's
like
fun.
the good guys have Luke Cage,
Luke
believe it or
Cage.
not. Wolverine, though, that one's badass.
Yeah, Moon Knight.
And Moon Knight, yeah, another badass one. And then if you like stick to the bad side at any time, you can call in Vulture, Rhino, and Black Cat.
Yeah.
So that game's fun. I like that one. Honestly, though,
That is pretty
like
cool.
that one and Ultimate Spider-Man, I have Ultimate Spider-Man above it, but they're like pretty much the same for me. Really, either one could be 2 or 3. You know.
I love Ultimate. I really like that one.
Yeah, I think, and the reason for me with that one as well is it aged so well. I feel like just because of the style of the graphical style, you know, since it's not like a realistic look, it
Yeah.
holds
I
up a
agree.
lot better.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it does definitely.
Also, again, you get to play as a bad guy, and that's something I like. And then obvious top one, Insomniac. And here is just like a short thing I like to say about the Insomniac game. And I said this, I probably said it to myself. I don't know. I could have told someone at the time when I was playing it for the first time. But I think the Insomniac Spider-Man game does a great job at taking from a lot of these other games, right? So you got like the swinging from Spider-Man 2 and like that trilogy of games 1, 2, and 3. It's got that swinging. It has
Except
like
it's
a
been
similar
way upgraded, yeah.
Yeah, of course. It has like a similar like city progression thing to Web of Shadows, but not as extreme. But like towards like as you're going through the game, the city gets crazy, you know? There's so many things out there.
Get out.
Yeah, it's insane. So
There's Sable checkpoints. There's prison camps.
so that was like when I was playing it, I was like, damn, this reminds me of Web of Shadows when the city gets fucked up and it's like, holy crap. And that's it for me. One thing I do want to say though, just because as we're going through this list of the other games, I would say at this point, Ultimate Spider-Man is the best version of Venom we have in a game. And
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm hoping we can top that in the next couple weeks. What do you guys think?
That would be epic. I really hope they do Venom
That would
good.
be pretty cool.
Because
That's
he's
a-
definitely the highlight of like what people are looking forward to.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's a bigger villain than Kraven. Like people like Kraven, but Venom is iconic.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good transition for us to start talking about that game. We have like some things that we have like 2 different sections. We want to talk about the things that we want to see in that game, specifically us, and the things that what's the other one?
Things we don't want to see.
Yeah, basically the things that we don't want to see or that we're like worried about the game might not do well or stuff like that.
Bert,
So-
you wanna?
Yeah, let me start since I've been quiet for a while.
So just to be clear, Bert has not played most of those Spider-Man games. He's like
That's why
limited
I was
to the Insomniac games, and then like he's probably played like an hour or 2 of random other ones, but not like through them.
I played one on my phone when I was younger.
Doesn't count.
Okay, doesn't count.
I'd say if you were gonna go back and play one, play like Web of Shadows or Ultimate. Those are like the 2 that are probably worth playing.
The one with the city sounds really cool.
Yeah,
New
that's
one.
Web of Shadows. Web of Shadows is definitely
Okay.
worth it.
I mean, you gotta
But,
get past some jank, of course, just because it's old.
No, I've been replaying the old Wally game. In the old jank.
Jesus Christ.
Old Wally game.
Yes, dude. It's a good game.
Anyways, go
hard.
into your Spider-Man 2 stuff.
So some things I don't want to see are stealth missions, basically, with like side characters.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I don't want to
I
see
don't
an
wanna
MJ
do
mission.
missions when I'm not playing Spider-Man or someone with superpowers.
Okay,
So
yeah.
here's
I
one
agree.
thing I want to say about that though, just while we're on the topic. I agree with you that in the original game, all of those were shitty, but the Grand Central Station one was good.
That was okay. That's fair.
But that's the only one. and 1 out of like 20, I
Yeah.
would say better without them. But if they were like that, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, but oh, that's fair. I agree.
Yeah, I would agree
But,
too with that.
I hope there's not some like dumb annoying progression. Or not that okay, let me reword that. I hope there's not another screwball challenge or like those equivalent of
There's
an annoying
probably gonna
character
be something like that.
that just tortures you
I
basically.
hated
So-
those.
I don't know.
I agree
I
that
hated
those
the screwball challenges.
yeah, those were toxic, but at least they're not like they're like 100% things that like you can just not do them, you know?
Yeah,
But yeah, I would like
That's
them to be
true.
more fun.
but I feel like you would want your game to be fun, even if you do the 100 progressions.
I
of, like,
agree
the
with you.
100%
No,
stuff.
I agree with you. They should be better. I'm just saying, hopefully, if they're
Yeah.
not, they at least don't make you do them.
And then I don't know if they ever said it or not, but I hope there's not a cooldown or a timer for you to use a glider.
I don't think there is. I feel like I saw somewhere that doesn't have one.
That is a good point, but I
And
don't.
then
Yeah, I
things-
don't think that there is either.
Things I do want to see.
Well, let's do all
Or
our
do you-
worries first.
Okay.
Since you are on like the topic of gliders, something I'm actually kind of worried about is I hope that the gliders aren't like so useful and epic that it's just like there's no point in swinging, you know?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it would be cool if the gliders, like you swing and then you have to glide, but then you kind of, the longer you glide, the faster you start falling down.
So
I think that
I
they do
saw
have
something
something like
where
that.
they said that if you're switching between them, you get like boosts of speed
okay.
for like, you know, combining things together. Also, this is just slight side thing that I saw, which I think is really cool. Apparently they've done like reworks on the actual web swinging. So like this I think is so cool, even though it seems like a little thing. Apparently, let's say you like stick a web to a crane, right?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently you can go like swing the whole way around, like a full circle, until your web
That
gets
is
like tied
awesome.
up on it and is short.
I think that
That is
there's
so
that
cool.
that's been done before in
No.
Spider-Man 2.
Oh, maybe,
in the
but
older
it wasn't in the Insomniac games, so that is a badass thing, I think.
Yeah, that is cool. I know that they did do it in 2 though. I remember it.
Well, that's cool, and I'm glad that's coming into the game because that's like a small thing that is like sick. Like, and apparently it like super builds up your speed, so you can like launch yourself doing that.
You can like
that's cool.
build momentum and
To like
catapult
to
yourself.
like launch yourself into a glide or
and then you
something.
can
Yeah.
transition.
On,
yeah.
on 2, your web would just get shorter, but there was like no advantage, like speed-wise too. Like the momentum wouldn't carry.
Yeah, and I saw someone saying they did it like on the top of the Empire State Building and were swinging like around sides, like sideways.
That would be pretty fun.
That's pretty cool, I think. I think it's cool that they're actually doing anything to the web swinging. I'm surprised. I figured they would have been like, people love it, let's just keep it how it is, but
No, it's cool that they're improving.
yeah. So I said, I just hope that the wingsuits don't like fully take over the traversal though.
Movement.
You know?
Yeah.
Another worry I
I
have.
wonder if they'll use it.
No, you go.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Go.
I just wanted to say, I wonder if they'll use it for combat.
I don't know.
somehow.
Maybe. But
That was it.
another thing I had was same with you. I hope there's less MJ missions. And if they are there, like give me 1 or 2 good ones instead of 20 bad ones and 1 good one.
Yeah.
And oh my god, I really hope that like there's not freaking missions of other people that aren't, you know, like are we gonna get Harry missions or something? Hopefully if we get Harry
Yeah,
missions
that's
it
what I
goes
was-
into him actually having some kind of ability.
Yeah, it'd be cool if like more like in Harry working on some lab
Yeah.
stuff. I don't know.
So besides that, I hope here's one thing, because I heard the game is about the same length, but now we're working with like 2 Spider-Man. Like Miles was in the last game, but he wasn't a main focus. So I'm hoping there's enough time to actually get through
I hope they balance
both of them without like neglecting one.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I
Yeah.
hope they focus more on Spider-Man, but
They're both Spider-Man.
yeah, so the actual Spider-Man. That's my main thing. And then on top of that, like hopefully it's not super obvious what's gonna happen, because right now the way I'm seeing it is Harry is the way it looks just from like playing the first game and having that knowledge. Harry was obviously sick. They're gonna try and fix him somehow. That leads to him becoming Venom to like try and not die. Craven's
Well, he's in a tank.
yeah, Craven
end.
is in town because of hearing about Lizard, so he wants to hunt down Lizard, and then that also, ends up being Venom as well, just because he's in town, and that's just kind of like the way it looks like it's going. I'm hoping that it's not as obvious as it looks. Maybe, like, if Harry isn't Venom, I'll actually be surprised. Maybe that
doubt
will
it.
happen.
I think he's definitely Venom.
I also think he's Venom. Another thing I saw from a lot of people that I think is insane, people are like, Venom's going to be playable. I feel like there's no chance. That's insane.
Yeah, I don't
Like-
think Venom's going to be playable. If maybe like a DLC or something, but I don't think that's going to
No,
happen.
I don't think so. Those are my worries, though. Also, actually, I hope that we like get a decent ending, because like the first one did have a good ending, but it also like leaves you open for this one. I am pretty sure they said it's supposed to be a trilogy, and in my mind, I'm thinking that the third game will probably be about Goblin, but I don't actually know. We'll have to see after the end of this game.
Yeah, I think so. Is that all of your stuff?
Yeah.
Mine's pretty similar to your guys' lists. What do I want to see? More Black Cat. Give me more Black Cat. That's all I need to say.
I
And
agree.
less MJ.
Yeah. I'm with you there. Replace MJ with Black Cat.
The Peter Miles mentor relationship thing. I like that dynamic, and I liked it in the Miles Morales game for the little bit that we got it, and at the end of the original game. So like anytime the two of them are talking and working together, and he's teaching, and Miles is
I like them interacting with each other.
yeah. So I hope that there's a lot of those moments. I want Green Goblin. I don't mean I want him in this game. I just want like there to be something setting him up. Like I want Green Goblin in the third one for sure. So I hope that there's
That's
some
what
kind
I'm
of
thinking
Green
it's going to
Goblin
lead to.
which I think so too. So I hope that happens. I hope
And
Craven. What?
What is it?
I was gonna say I
What?
hope Craven isn't just a like throwaway villain or something like Rhino and Electro and those guys. Like the Sinister Six was cool, but only like two of them had any like real stakes in the story. I hope Craven's like actually a big piece of the story and has a big part to play, because I like the whole Craven's Last Hunt story from the comics and everything. So if they could like incorporate that, give Craven like his just due and like really do justice to that character, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah. I don't know too much about him as a character.
My things that I want to see, I already went over like the movement stuff, expanded movement, but also expanded combat, which I've seen actually. Apparently there's a lot of new things, new combos, new like gadgets. You have like a secondary wheel on the bottom where you have like, for Miles, I guess it's his Venom powers, and for Peter it's like the Iron Spider arm powers.
Oh yeah, I saw
then
that in
I
one of the
also-
trailers.
Yeah, I also saw that apparently they're adding a counter like in Arkham, not just dodge anymore.
Oh, I like that too.
Oh. That is cool.
Yeah, but like how you could like perfect dodge in the first game, apparently that's now like a counter that is some kind of attack or something.
That is pretty cool.
Besides that, actually my top 100% top thing you already said, I want to see more Black Cat. I like her way more than MJ. But I also wouldn't mind if we went through the story and something happens with MJ where, like, I don't know, they break up or maybe she even dies. I don't know. And then
She gets dropped.
yeah, and we do the same thing as the last game where Black Cat is like the focus of the DLCs. I would not mind that either.
Yeah.
Because then
agree.
she gets, like, you know, focused on, not just one of the side people.
Yeah. I say that I want more Black Cat and less MJ, but we're stuck with MJ. There's no way she's leaving.
Unfortunate.
I want Black Cat to be playable. That would be awesome.
That's also doubtful.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it'll happen, but I do want it. Also, this specifically, just because from one of the trailers it looked badass, I hope that we get to see, like, a decent amount of story between Miles and Lee. Because that
Mhm.
Yeah.
that seemed really cool in the trailer. So
I
I
hope
hope
they-
that's not just like a
yeah.
one throwaway thing.
That's one of my worries is them being able to balance the two Spider-Man and give them both, like, good story. So I hope they're able
and then
to.
equal impactfulness.
Yeah, I hope they.
I mean,
don't
I just hope it
sideline one for
focuses
the
on
other.
the. I kind of do, like, not sideline, but I hope it focuses on the main one.
I would be disappointed.
I
I'm
don't know
hoping
how the
it's like a
interiors are gonna
60-40,
work.
you know?
I guess that's okay.
yeah.
Yeah, but I'd rather it be closer.
I'm hoping-
50-50, if not. Yeah.
So one thing I've noticed when playing the Miles game, like trying to get all the crates and stuff, is that if you miss a crate in a zone, it is so annoying
Mm-hmm.
to have to then complete the zone
Yep.
or just reload to go get the crate that you missed.
Exactly. I know what you're
So
talking about.
I feel like I hope that in this game they make it so you can enter and leave like bases like
that you completed already.
as you, yeah, especially if you've cleared them already because they're cleared.
Yeah, that's
But-
true.
No, it was very frustrating. And I don't know, like, I don't think you guys have this problem, but I have this problem where randomly my game will try to load something and it'll crash and my save file will be just corrupted.
Yeah, that would suck. I hope that doesn't happen.
It happened to me 3 times.
That actually happened to me in the first PS4 one. My save file got corrupted when I was like 80% through the game and I had to restart.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah. it does suck.
Definitely. But I know here's a question I have for you guys because it's gonna happen to someone, right? Who do you think's dying? At least one for sure, but probably more.
If one has to die, I'm gonna say Peter.
No, I don't
There's
think
no freaking
either
way.
one of them. There's another game.
Yeah, there's no
Oh,
way
yeah.
that Spider-Man's dying either.
Well, then who's gonna die?
I think
I don't
Miles'
think anybody's
mom.
dying. Oh, maybe
Oh.
Miles' mom, maybe. But I don't even
Because
think
isn't that a big thing? Doesn't she normally die to Venom?
She died.
I'm pretty
in
sure
the-
that's like a comic thing that she normally does die to Venom.
No, she died in the Secret Wars.
Well,
But
I think
it didn't
she's
even
dead.
matter. She came back, so she wasn't even.
I
dead.
think she's gonna die. Someone's gonna die, and I think it's gonna be her. Maybe Harry, but I don't think so.
I think it's gonna be Harry.
Really?
Maybe. I don't know.
You think we'll get through the whole game with no one dying? I think there's
I
no
think-
chance.
I think it's possible.
No, someone's gonna die.
I think Yuri might die.
Yeah, isn't she bad?
It looks that way. We don't know for
yeah,
sure.
she is a villain.
I think it'll be her.
I forget her name, but I know the name of.
I feel
Who
like
is it?
she's impactful enough for people to be sad that she died, but not super important that they need her for the other 2 games.
If she
One
dies, it
game.
won't be in part of the story. Like it'll be something on the side.
Yeah, because she was also a focus. It was like her and Black Cat were like the focus of the DLCs in the first game. So maybe like they'll continue that story with the 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys see that it's confirmed that Jameson like owns the Bugle again or something? So he's back at the Bugle.
Oh, really? Let's
Yeah.
talk about.
Good.
Did we talk about the worries, or did we not do that?
Yeah, we started with that.
Oh, that's where I messed up. I went to my. I didn't talk about my worries.
Yeah, you did.
Well,
You
share
started.
'em. Well, you.
No, I didn't. Ryan did.
No, I started.
Oh, okay. Go.
We basically already covered them. The Miles Peter thing. Hope they do them
I
both
think we all kind of
justice.
share the same.
Make sure Venom's scary, badass, all of that. That's really not even a worry. I think they're gonna do it. One thing I didn't like, too much MJ. I already told you guys that. I just don't. I'm just not
Everyone
a fan.
feels that out of us.
Yeah, and my biggest concern is I hope that the game has not been so overhyped in everybody's brains that it's just going to be a disappointment no matter what. So
I'm
hope it
pretty.
lives up to
I'm
the hype.
excited, but I know very little about it.
I think it's possible that like mainstream people will think that it's just whatever, okay. But for me personally, I would actually be okay with just more story and the same game. So the fact that it's being like more than just that, I think I'm going to be good with it no matter what. But I could see other
Yeah,
people
no,
being like, it plays pretty much like the first one.
Yeah, but if it's a good
I
story,
expected to play
I'm
the
here
same.
for it.
It looks like there's going to be a
I
lot of
expect it to play
improvements,
better.
though.
yeah, it's about the story for me. They got to do some character stuff right and tell a good story.
I agree. It's about the story for me too. I think the Insomniac Spider-Man is probably my favorite Spider-Man. But I like him more than all the movies, all the shows. He's my favorite one.
Yeah. Okay, I think we're coming towards the end. I don't know if you guys want to do that section that we had. I feel like it doesn't really fit now. I feel like we could save it for something else and actually put more time into it. What do you guys think?
Yeah, we can keep going.
Yeah, so let's
Yeah.
finish up with the what's new stuff for like in our lives. For me, nothing. I was sick. I went to a wedding. Well, I was also sick there. And I'm
How did your speech go?
oh yeah, that it was all right. Nobody cried, so didn't live up to the hype.
That's a good start.
Isn't that what you want, though?
Yeah, you want people to cry. I couldn't make anybody cry.
Did you make people laugh?
Yeah, I got a couple chuckles.
They're probably petty chuckles.
Yeah, maybe,
Yeah.
but I couldn't follow like the people that I was following. Like one guy wrote a song. Like how was I supposed to compete with it?
That's just cringe.
It was the father
That's
of
just
the bride. Like it was
Toxic.
pretty cool. Actually.
Cringe.
Why were you following up that? That's kind of just unfair.
Well, he went after me, but I went after the bride's sisters and maid of honor and all them. So like they were all crying and everything. So mine was just like not as good in comparison.
Bros be bros. Cheers.
No, it was.
What about
alright.
you, Bert?
Remember that book I pre-ordered? That Percy Jackson book?
Yeah.
I got it and I finished it.
And
Pretty good
Oh my
book.
god,
Nice,
your big brain
nice.
is
Excited
working
for-
so hard.
better than those two movies?
Yes.
Really?
I'm excited for the next two books that will eventually come out.
Is it
I'm
like
excited for you
to talk to
are
another
those
girl.
books reboot or are they just continuation?
It's a continuation.
Okay.
So the first book was him when he was 12.
Well,
Now
according to the
he's-
movies, he's like 16.
Well, the first book he was 12. Now he's a senior in high school trying to apply to college.
Nice.
And that's
Interesting.
kind of the
Nice.
general plot.
Bert, can we get an
Anything
update
else?
on your love
Um,
life every week starting now? We already got one, so
No.
now like we'll just next week we will get a new one.
It's very inactive.
That's okay. I like knowing that.
I think that's about it for me. Just been doing physics all week.
Oh, physics is all right,
Physics.
actually.
It's okay.
I finished the new season of Rent a Girlfriend. It's not as hype as the first two. First two are god tier. Third one's just okay. So kind of a disappointment.
Dang.
But this is old, but I like watching the dub because the dub is so freaking good in this show. Was it Kaguya-sama Love is War? God tier comedy show.
Did you finish the movie?
Yeah, they finally dubbed the movie like a million months later, and I watched
I
it.
think I told you.
Oh my god, that is literally peak fiction. That's the best thing I've seen in so long. It was so good. I'm like
Good.
angry that they didn't do the dub earlier, because if I would have loved to see that in the theater, but they only did like the sub in theater.
They might have done a re thing republished for the dub.
I looked, I couldn't, at least in my area, I couldn't find one, but holy shit. Like, season 1 of Kaguya is like really good. Season 2 is legendary, and season 3 is about the same as season 1. But then the movie is like better than season 2, so I was like, holy shit. I was so impressed. Like, that was like the highlight of the last few months for me. That's like the best thing I've seen in anime in a while.
That's cool.
Which is surprising because I was like more excited for Rent-A-Girlfriend, but then Love is War ended up like being such fucking legendary status, peak fiction. Like, if you guys are looking for top tier comedy, it's 3 seasons and a movie.
I need to finish it.
So good. So good. Like, it's the voice acting, the English voice acting in that show is so good that the narrator ends up being the best character. Like, it's just insanely funny, that show. Bert, do you remember that scene where he like she like
a baby?
No. Oh yeah, that's a good one too. But she like paints her nails to like try and, it's a love anime, so it's kind of troll, but she paints her nails to try and get the guy she likes to notice. And like the whole point of the anime is like it shows you what they're thinking and how they like overthink everything. So the guy notices her nails and he goes, "Man, should I say something or will that sound creepy?" And he's like, "I'm gonna do it." And he goes, "Wait, what if I sexually harass her by mistake?"
Yeah, I do remember
That shit is so funny. That is a top tier comedy show. I think that's in season 1 though. But yeah, the movie, satisfying conclusion to a very good anime. I like, that's really what you want though. That the ending is the fucking best part. Like, I said, season 1 solid, season 2 god, season 3 went down a little bit. So I was like, I mean, still really good, but I don't know. And then the end was like perfect. Really good.
Nice.
So I'm glad that held up because I freaking loved that shit. That like hyped me out so much. After I finished that, I realized that nothing will ever top that and every show sucks. So that's where I'm at right now. Trying to find a new show to watch because that was so god tier.
It's the curse of watching anime.
Yeah.
You stumble across one so good, you can never replace it.
Right. You know what I think can replace it though? Konosuba season 3 is coming soon. I really hope it holds up. I think it's in February. So hopefully that's fire. After I realized I couldn't watch any shows because nothing, could reach that level of peakness, like fiction peaked out at that moment. There's nothing better. I switched medias. I switched over to games. I was like, well, anime, it's over with. There's nothing that can top this.
Are you finally gaming again?
And I finally have continued Hogwarts Legacy, which I stopped playing a long time ago.
That game's fun.
This game it's really good.
I told you.
I never doubted it. I mean, I bought it the day it came out. I played a lot of it, and then I just ended up being busy with other stuff. But now I'm like...
plus the game wasn't running good when it came out.
That's definitely true. It still is kind of sketch, but I mean, it's at least playable. And great game. I really like it. It's super good. I'm only at like 12 to 15 hours, somewhere in there. But really, really fun. I'm liking it a lot. And that's what I've been up to.
Nice.
All right. Well, I think that pretty much wraps up the show.
Yeah. Basically, go watch Love is War.
Go watch Loki Season 2.
Yeah, once you finish Spy Family.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks everybody for continuing to support the show. Thank you for listening. Thank you for interacting with our polls and our questions on Spotify. Thank you for everything. So
good job.
Keep it salty, guys.
We'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Thank you.
Toodaloo.